Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to One on One's game review, and today is one of my favorite games of all time, Superfight. I absolutely love Superfight, and I love Skybound in general. As you can see, this game has received a lot of love or abuse, depending on how you look at it. But I cannot play this game too much. So here's the basic point. You are creating a gladiator that is going to fight in an arena. And one person, the judge, is going to pick who wins. If you've ever played Apples to Apples, it's Apples to Apples really, really fleshed out. All right? There's a lot of details to it, but it all comes down to this. Everybody, all the players, are going to be given 3 of these white cards. These are character cards. So one of them would be a hipster, one of them is a Nigerian prince, and one of them is a mummy, okay? So we're going to say that those are mine. We're going to actually move all this away in a moment. And then, in addition to those 3, you're also going to draw 3 attribute cards, all right? So these are cards that tell you about what your gladiator is going to do. So one of the abilities is controls an army of flying monkeys. One of them is slows time when eyes are closed. As you can see, some of them can be a little difficult sometimes. And this one can walk through solid objects. So this is what my hand would look like. Highly advise keeping it hidden from everybody else. But for the sake of showing you guys the game, I'm going to keep them out in the open, okay? And now we're going to pretend that there are 4 players. You can technically play with 3, but I would highly advise that you play with 4 or more people. All right, so we're going to deal 3 more cards out to each other person. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There's our character cards, and now some attribute cards. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. All right, so one person is going to be the judge each time. So we're going to say that we're going to say that I'll be playing, and we're going to say that this person over here, they're going to be the judge. So we can pretty much just set their cards right there to the side for the moment because they're not going to play right now. The 3 of us are going to be against each other. So this game goes in a couple of different phases. Phase 1, you need to pick your warrior. So looking at all these cards here, we're going to go with a hipster that slows time when eyes are closed, partially because it's a weird ability that could have some utility to it, but also because, I mean, depending on how high he is, his eyes are probably closed most of the time. Maybe the rest of the world can live at his speed. So that's going to be mine. I'm going to hold on to that for now. All right, so then the next person is going to draw theirs. Oh, it looks like we got to create your own here. Rhett and Link, a Jack Bauer, and an octopus. And the abilities is, these are interesting. So the top F is play another character card from hand. We're probably going to play that one just so I can show you guys. Super endurance, can see 3 seconds into the future. All right, so we're going to do, let's see. We're going to do the octopus, whose top half is going to be Rhett and Link. All right, so they're going to set theirs aside. And then the final player is going to pick theirs. Here we go. Ready? So we got the Mario Brothers, a robot, and a Coachella lineup. Oh boy. Man, the hipsters are going to be having a great time. All right, so we've got armed with a bacon-wrapped baseball bat, 3 stories tall, or leeches opponent's health when touched. That's not a terrible one. We're going to go with a 3 stories tall Mario Brothers. That's pretty much in universe, right? All right, so here's the way that I play it, and the way that I recommend most people play it is you have everybody reveal one at a time, go around the circle. Ready? So I'd reveal my hipster that slows time when eyes are closed. Player 2 is going to reveal theirs. Their octopus, whose top half is Rhett and Link, or basically Rhett and Link, whose bottom halves are covered in like tentacles and whatnot. And then player 3 is going to reveal their Mario Brothers that are 3 stories tall. Okay, that's round 1. Round 2 is where things get really fun. Everybody goes to the deck and is going to add a random attribute card to your hero. This can either be a major blessing or the destruction of your character. So my hipster who slows time when his eyes are closed is now going to have vertigo. Man, we're living pretty in universe for this hipster. All right, so over here, this written link with octopus tentacles for legs is Amish. Oh, that'll be interesting to talk about in a minute. And then up here, let me flip this around so that y'all can see it. The 3-story tall Mario Brothers are each going to have one tiny baby arm, which will be fascinating. So that is round 2. Now here's where things get very chaotic. You ready? Round 3. Now the rules, I believe, say a minute, but depending on the group, you may want to shorten it. I believe that with most of the groups I play with, I do 30 seconds. You have a set period of time to explain to the judge why your character is going to win. All right? So let's say it is my turn to go first. 3, 2, 1. So my hipster, when he closes his eyes are going to be closed most of the time. I mean, do you know how much pot that dude smokes? So his eyes are pretty closed most of the time, which means things are going to slow down. He can stumble his way to wherever he wants to go. And since he's got vertigo, he's not going to be very balanced and whatnot. So he's just going to be slamming into things. Okay. So that's going to be one heck of a dangerous hipster. Who knows what he's going to slam his way into? And if he's slamming into things, then he's going to, and that would be time. So I just have to drop what I'm doing. Oh well, time to move on. All right, so now for octopus tentacle-legged written link, who is Amish, it's going to be their turn. They've got 30 seconds. Ready, set. All right, so written link, huge internet sensations, have recently become Amish. This means that they have become brilliant architects, okay? They can build something that can easily trap that hipster. You see how I can use my time to trash the other people's stuff as well? And not to mention that I'm also not worried about the hipster, because the hipster is just going to be too dazed and in his own world. As for the 3 stories tall Mario, I have a feeling that Rhett and Link would be able to persuade them. Perhaps they're going to be big fans. Time. All right. So then we've got Mario's turn, who has one tiny baby arm. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. It's frickin' Mario and Luigi, 3 stories tall. Do you realize how tall that is? Nothing that any of these hillbillies over here are going to do is going to have any effect on 3-story tall superheroes. End of story. I yield my time. All right, and that is round 3. So the only thing left to do is for the judge to pick the winner. Now you can of course vary it up a little bit where people have a chance to rebuttal, but I don't tend to like to do that. I think it's funnier to just kind of leave it and let the judge work through it. Now, when I'm judging, some people just pick which one that they want to win. What I like to do is give a visual of how somebody is going to win. You see how this can allow you to use some of your creative energy. So what I would say in this instance, I'm going to say that Rhett and Link, who are constantly having to stay close to a water source, they're going to be able to stay fairly well away from the hipster, who is probably going to smash his head on a dumpster and just die on the spot. So hipster is going to be gone, all right? But next, between these two over here, Mario and Luigi have a lot of experience around water. They're able to swim great lengths without having to take a breath. Not only that, but if they're 3 stories tall, I mean, it's going to be pretty hard to bring them down, especially when the only thing that you've got for you is being able to build the things without machinery. I mean, come on, what's probably going to happen at this point is they're going to jump into the water with their lightning fast, gigantic arms and legs. Well, okay, gigantic arm and gigantic legs. They're going to be able to zip their way over to Rhett and Link. The one baby arm is probably not going to bother them very much. They probably, at this point, have lived long enough to be able to figure out how to live without it. And they're going to be able to zip over and grab Rhett and Link, and the fight is going to be over like that. So my winner is the 3-story tall Mario Brothers with one tiny baby arm. And That's Superfight. And what I like to do myself is whoever wins gets to be the next judge. That also makes it slow down the game a little bit so that one person isn't just immediately winning everything. It kind of slows it down enough to where everybody has a chance to play. And then all you do is you just replenish your cards that you played, and the game continues until you get a set number. I like to set the number at like 5 or something like that. Whoever wins 5 times is the winner. There you go. It's one of my top 3 favorite games, Superfight. Hope y'all enjoy it, and let me know if you guys do play it, what some of your favorite combinations are.